Today's topic is solid state part 2. In my last videos, in part 1, I have also explained solid state and its type, crystalline and amorphous. I hope that you have liked it, shared and subscribed. Now in this video, I will give you the details about the parts of crystalline solids. It means crystalline solids. See here, crystalline solid. We have studied about it in my last video, but we will just learn about the types of crystalline solids on the basis of the nature, differences of the particles and the force between them. The force between them are different and molecules are different, then these crystalline solids will of different types. So these crystalline solids, according to the difference in molecules and difference in force between the molecules that bind together, it has 4 different types. One is ionic crystalline solid, ionic solid. This is crystalline solid. In ionic solid, you see have the particles. That particles must be cations and anions. It must be cations and anions. These ions are the particles, and these particles are bonded with each other by a force, that is Coulombic force. Coulombic force, or you may say electrostatic force. It means positive and negative. Electrostatic. One is of positive charge and other is of negative charge. Then there becomes an electric flow, attractions between cations and anions. So that is electrostatic force. Static force. As for example, simple example, suppose sodium chloride. It has sodium plus and chlorine minus. These sodium ions and chlorine ions, if you write here Cl here, then both these tries to attract each other, and these Na and Cl binds with each other, and their charges becomes neutral and it forms NaCl. Actually, this NaCl, if it is in solid state, they are actually bad conductor, insulator, but when it's aqueous form, aqueous sodium hydroxide, this becomes actually conductor. And this is actually insulator. It does not conduct electric current because the charges are being neutralized. When it is kept in water, that water actually sodium chloride, that water, this dissociates Na plus Cl minus. This dissociates into ions, and that ions migrate towards cathodes and anodes. So all the ionic compounds, they are insulated, but in aqueous state it becomes conductor due to formation of ions. Now the second, if you see here, second that is covalent or network solid. In this case, covalent or network solids. In this case, what would be the particles? The particles would be atoms. That would be atoms. And these atoms bonded together by a force that is covalent bond. This bond is kind of force that binds the atoms together and form covalent crystalline solids. Covalent crystalline solids. See here, if you see the examples, covalent, suppose we see here carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide formed with each other. Carbon dioxide molecules, they are actually formed by the covalent bonds between carbon and oxygens. And these carbon dioxides is a solid. This is actually solid carbon dioxide. This is crystalline solids. Now we will see the third, that is molecular solid. Third is the molecular solid. Molecular solid. Here the particles are molecules. And here the molecules bonded by three different types of forces. Forces exist here. Force 1, that is dipole force. Dipole force. And in other we can see here dispersion force, or you may say van der Waals force, weak force. And the third is hydrogen bonding. So due to these different type of forces exist between the molecules also becomes different types. In dipole force, we see here what type of molecules will exist. That is dipolar molecules. It exists in polar molecules. Polar molecules such as, if you see here, polar molecules, that is HCl, suppose. This is actually covalent bond exists between hydrogen and oxygen. But there is a polarity due to difference in electronegativity. This is delta minus, delta plus. Other is HCl, delta plus and delta minus. So in this way, these delta plus and delta minus of two different molecules attract each other and binds and form the molecular solid. The first molecular solid that is bonded by dipole force, that is HCl and HCl. These molecules must be polar molecules, and the force existing between these are dipole force. Now see here in van der Waals force, it exists in case of non-polar molecules. In non-polar molecules, see here, suppose iodine. What we see here, iodine, this iodine is actually non-polar because their electronegativity difference is 0. So this iodine joins with other iodines by a weak van der Waals force, that is dispersion force, momentary dipole force. So these iodines are non-polar, and the force exists between them is the van der Waals force, that is dispersion force. It causes that this iodine becomes solid, and that solid is also called molecular solid. But in case of hydrogen bonding, suppose I am just rubbing it. See, in case of hydrogen bonding, it also exists in polar molecules. It also exists in polar molecules. But in it, one of the atoms must be highly electronegative, such as nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine. These are highly electronegative, and these are present in the molecules containing hydrogen. Then they will form hydrogen bonding with each other, and the solid will be called molecular solid. And this force is hydrogen bonding. Here is the molecule is polar, and the force exists is hydrogen bonding. I have given you the example that the molecule must have the highly electronegative atom along with hydrogen. Suppose HF, hydrogen fluoride, and other HF. This HF, fluorine, is highly electronegative in comparison to hydrogen. So what happens? There is a bond exists between the fluorine with hydrogen of other molecules. This is called hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond means the bond formed between highly electronegative with the hydrogen atom of other molecules. That is hydrogen bonding. That bonding exists again with H and so on. So these type of molecules form hydrogen bonding, and such solids will be called molecular solids. Here the forces is different, as same as NH3 also, water also, because it consists nitrogen, oxygen along with hydrogen. So hydrogen must be there to form hydrogen bonding. So this is molecular solid, and the next solid is, that is metallic solid. The next is, fourth is metallic solid. Metallic solid. In metallic solid, what you see here, the particle must be, here the particles must be, what you see here, particles must be cations, kernel, that is positive ion, cations, and also the delocalized electron, or it is also called mobile electrons. So one is the positive charge, metal ions, and other is the delocalized electrons exist in metal, in case of metal, and these two attract each other between different kernels, attract the mobile electrons and join with other atoms of the metal. Suppose, see here, Fe, this is 2 plus, and here is 2 electrons, Fe2 plus, here is 2 electrons, this electron attracts Fe2 plus, this electron attracts this. So these are bonded by the electrostatic force. The force exists in it, that is electrostatic force. This exists between them. And the examples would be the metals. metals, generally S block, P block, and some S block, D block, and some of P block. Some of P block elements also. P block elements. They actually form metallic bond. This is metallic bond, actually bond between kernels and delocalized electron. This is also called metallic bonds, and this bond, but the force exists here, the electrostatic force, due to difference charge, cations and the electrons which is negatively charged. So there are 4 different types of crystalline solids. First, ionic. Second, you may say covalent or network. Third, you have studied molecular, in which there are 3 different forces exist. Due to that, molecular solids are of 3 types. One is in the case of polar, other in the case of non-polar, and third in case of polar, but that polar compound must have highly electronegative atoms along with hydrogen. And the fourth is this metallic solids. This consists the metal ions, kernels, and other delocalized electrons. They attract each other by a force, that is electrostatic force, that exists in it. So it is also solid, and this solid is called metallic solid. I think you will watch it and subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.